As Coach Coach Benedict, as David Benedict said to me after the game, that's a character win, and he's exactly right. That was a character win. Things weren't going well for us offensively most of the game, and I said earlier in the week, Temple's a good football team, especially on defense, and they took it to us. They were, people, I think on Tuesday asked me about the run game. I said, they played Navy and they played Army. That's one of the reasons their stats are skewed. They know how to play the run, and they did a good job of that. They took the ball away. My hat's off to those guys. I mean, I had a ton of respect coming in, got more now, but I'm just so proud of our guys just for fighting and believing. And, we talk about defending every blade of grass, and that was the epitome of it tonight. A couple weeks ago, or actually about a week and a half ago, Coach Brock showed Travis Hunter's play in their overtime game the other day, where he came in and popped it out and secured the win for Colorado. And that's what went through my head on that play. You show players that kind of stuff to show them that it can happen. But, that's the reason that you work the way you do. That's the reason we pay attention to detail, push them hard, and you could just see it in our guys' eyes as the game went on. I thought we started out offensively. We really, as a team, we lacked some energy, but that's why you do all that stuff, so that you get in a game like that, and it's 4th and 1 on the 1. Well, shoot, it was 3rd and 1 on the half, right? You stop them there, and then it's 4th and 1, and you find a way to get it done, and you have to build off of that. And yeah, I mean, they're excited, and yet I had several offensive guys already come up to me and say we weren't good enough, and we weren't. And defensively, as well as we played all game, we didn't play well at the end until the very end, right? They got some drives, they got some yards on us, and we have to make sure that we do a better job there, because it's not always going to end up like that. But I'll tell you what, going into a bye at 4-2 and with some, momentum and being able to learn from it, right, and be tough on your guys and take a hard look at it rather than 3-3 is huge for us. So, we'll get a chance to hopefully get some guys back in the next couple weeks before we play here again against Wake. And, I think this team's becoming a good fun football team to watch. And I don't need it that close necessarily, but, character wins. Character wins they're more important to me than blowouts. That's where you grow, that's where you learn, that's where you really start to define yourself as a team and as players on a team. So I'm happy for our guys.
Jim, have you ever been, all the years you've been in the game, have you ever been in a game that ended on a play like that?
I have not. No, I've seen them, right? And no, I haven't. And I wasn't watching the play inside because I knew I wouldn't be able to tell. I was watching the official on the goal line to see if she did this or not, and she didn't. And then I looked up, and Jordan was running, and the whole team was running, and I was worried about, getting a penalty. I guess it didn't matter at that point in time, but hey, no, it was pretty exciting.
So what was your defense against what they were going to do?
Just root hog. You got to get under them, right, so that they can't drive their legs, and you got to have guys come over the top so that they can't get the push. And I mean, to stop a team that they've run that successfully in the past, that's a hard play to stop, as we all know. What the tush push or the brotherly shove or whatever it is. But hey, we got it done.
Was it the right call to finish that run, or should he have gone down at the end there?
It didn't matter. The clock was out. Yeah. Now, if there was great question. I might hire you for game management, but if there had been time on the clock, you would definitely go down. We'd call that a no moss situation, but the last thing we were thinking about on that was a no moss. We were thinking about no moss, like don't let them get another yard. So.
I couldn't help but think back. I know you probably don't want to hear this, but the Utah State game last year.
Yeah.
Just the opposite, similar end of the game, one play.
Yeah.
I guess just how much different is it? Just how devastating that was. Is that how exciting this is, or maybe not as much?
I mean, losses crush your soul. Wins are awesome, but then as a coach, you immediately start thinking about the next one. I mean, it's crazy. We're nutcases, right? Losses are just devastating. Wins are awesome, but you got to get to the next one. So I guess that would be my answer.
And then I just wondered, what were they doing so well that stopped the
Well, they were playing physical. They were getting up the field. They were tackling well. They were running well. We were not effective when they were playing man. We were not effective in our pass game to the point that we needed to be to force them out of being able to bring an extra guy up in the box. So we need to be more precise there. We had too many drops. We had too many bad throws. We had too many busts. We took sacks. And so when you can't force them to play pass defense, they can load up and they got an extra hat or two. And then our aiming points were off. You know, our tackles weren't doing a great job. Our guards weren't doing a good job. Our center wasn't doing a great job. Our tight end, our receivers, you know, our running backs, our quarterback carrying out fakes. It's everybody. And then, you know, we always have to go back and look at what we called and our scheme, you know, because it starts with that. It does, you know, it starts with us putting our players in a position to succeed, working on it all week, and then, you know, letting them go out and do it. And if it's not happening, making adjustments as coaches. So we have to do a better job there.
Jim, the one play that Joe made on 3rd and 10 when he escaped and found Buckman,
Yeah.
that probably the second most important play in the game.
Oh, goodness sakes, you're so right. Yeah, I mean, that was huge.
What did you see there? What play?
Well, I thought he was sacked. As a matter of fact, I kind of whispered to myself, "Oh, he's sacked," and then he just spun out of there, and I didn't see Brett. I was looking this way, and Brett was here, and I heard someone say, "Buckman, Buckman, Buckman," and he found him. And you know, Brett Buckman's he's an unsung hero around here. I mean, the way he blocks is unbelievable. You know, he was a starter last year. We bring in some transfers. His role transitions to a little bit, you know, different. He's not as involved necessarily on a play-to-play basis, but he just keeps. He's unbelievable. We made him captain this week. I mean, he's the guy. You love the guy.
How pleased are you with your defensive line play?
Oh, very, very, very pleased. I mean, we're riding those guys, and we don't even have Price yet. You know, we've gone 6 games without Price Yates, who is a pretty darn good player. So hopefully we can get him back for the next 6. But I'm very pleased with them. You know, Dalmont has come so far. Jelani has come so far. We've got depth in there right now, guys that can go in and play effectively, and we don't have a big drop-off. But I know this, you want Dow, and you want Jelani, and you want Jack Barton out there, and you want Tui out there, and you want Jaden McDonald out there when it comes to 4th and 1 for the game. They got it done.
Were you briefed on the play and what happened? You knocked the ball out?
I haven't heard. I just was, the officials, they told me before the play, they said, no matter what happens, don't let your team leave the field because we'll review it. Well, I didn't have any control over the guys at that point. You know, that was the last thing on my mind. But we just went, Stan and I stood there for a second with the official, and she said, it's confirmed, it's over. So, but once again, just, you know, man, ton of respect for Coach Drayton and those players. I knew it was going to be a battle. I knew it knew it.
Jim, how's this stack up in your career as far as wins go?
Well, it was probably one of the most exciting ones for sure. Yeah, I mean, and to see the reaction of the team, that's what you do this for. It's one of the reasons you do this. So I put it pretty high on the list. Yep, for sure.
I was going to say, well, it was credited to Durante, so that was.
What's that?
It was credited to Durante.
The cause fumble was?
So that was
Doesn't surprise me.
big
He's a
play
dog.
by both of your veteran safeties back there.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. See, I think that's something that we haven't talked about enough is getting Malik back in there and Durante back in there and just their stabilizing presence and their toughness and their savvy, their intelligence. It's been huge for us.
And then Tuesday you talked about red zone and wanting to get touchdowns in the red zone. Obviously, you struggled
Didn't do
with
it.
that today.
Yeah.
I guess, how do you go forward with that? What changes do you
Well, you self-scout. You know, this week, thankfully, we have the bye, and we look at everything that we're doing, and are we putting our players in a position where they can have success? You know, are we scheming them up? Are we calling the right plays at the right time? Do we have the right players on the field for the plays that we're calling? Are we doing a good enough job of analyzing what teams are playing against us and predicting what we're going to see? You know, we thought we were going to see a lot of 2 deep in the red zone against these guys this week, and we didn't. And when you don't, then you have to be able to adjust very quickly. It's too late if you wait till after a game to adjust, right? And so good coaches learn to do that. And, you know, we've got good coaches, and we're going to get that handled. But it can't continue that way. You can't live off field goals. Huh?
Any update on Nick injury-wise?
Nick should be back for Wake. Yeah. It was a head. He had a head, but it was. I hate to even say relatively minor, because I don't think any head injury is relatively minor. I think they're all very, very serious, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been, and he's recovered very, very well.
Sheffield, kind of a breakout game for you today.
Yeah, I mean, he's brought so much maturity and professionalism to our program. The way he goes about his business every single day, the way he's in meetings, the way he practices, the way he's in the locker room, the meal room. He's just a stabilizing presence. And then we know that he's got big playability, he's got good open field ability. So we just tried to get him in the open field and make him make a play, or give him a chance to make a play, and he did that. We saw him last week on the punt returns do some really good things. Today, we needed a play to be made when he made that play. Now, Brett Buckman and Josiah Galians had really good blocks out there to spring him, but he made it happen. And I'm really happy that he's on our football team, because he's given us something that we need, and that's just kind of a stable, mature, professional presence.
Before we go into the bye week, I guess, can you just give us how you plan on spending the bye week?
The bye week, we'll come in tomorrow night. We'll practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They'll lift Thursday morning. They won't have any football activities, but of course they will all go to class on Thursday and Friday, and then they'll have Saturday off. We'll come back in Sunday night, and we will start on Wake Forest, so we can have an extra day of preparation for Wake Forest, and then we'll get back at it.
All right.
Okay, thanks everyone.